Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Wednesday Night SmackDown. It's the final SmackDown before SummerSlam, premium live event this Saturday and Sunday night from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. As this is WWE 2K26 Universal Episode 85. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Callum, otherwise known as the KO King. Welcome to KO Productions, and welcome to SmackDown. Let's not waste any further time and get right into the action. Here we go, man. Let's get to work. Well, tonight we are tagging off the proceedings here live in Providence, Rhode Island. Just a few short days away from the biggest party of the summer, the two-night extravaganza, and tonight we kick things off with the Women's United States Championship #1 contenders match. And out first, accompanied by her secret hairbase, it's Chelsea Green. As Alba Fire and Piper Niven are watching her back.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, accompanied by the secret Hervis from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, Chelsea Green.
There we go, then we're going to find another matchup going down this weekend. It'll be on SummerSlam Saturday, where Bayley, not only the Women's United States Champion, but also Miss Money in the Bank here on SmackDown and this series, will be defending her Women's United States Championship at the biggest party of the summer against either this woman or her opponent this evening. A singles matchup, the winner getting a shot against Bayley at the Women's US title. You're going to imagine Niven and Fire are going to be aiding Green, and to get that opportunity comes SummerSlam. She had a great showing in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match in Los Angeles. Well, here comes a woman who always has a great showing, a former Women's World Champion of last season, and in fact last year's Queen of the Ring, the inaugural as such. It is the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane. Gonna be a fun one to kick us off on the blue brand.
From Yamaguchi, Japan, Kairi Sane.
Providence, Rhode Island is in for a treat here in this one, as Kairi and Green fight for a spot to be a part of the SummerSlam match card in New Jersey. Who will get the opportunity against Women's United States Champion Bayley? Cannot wait to find out. Will be taking place on SummerSlam Saturday. You can imagine Bayley will be looking on closely to see who she will face at the biggest party of the summer. As Bayley's been a great US champion thus far, defeating the likes of Lyra Valkyrie and defense of that championship. Alexa Bliss went down as well, as did numerous other contenders for her championship. Could Kairi or Chelsea be added to that list of women that have been beaten by Bayley? Sasha Banks has been beaten by Bayley. Nia Jax and Michin as well in a triple threat matchup to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match, which she won, and also defending her title in the same match. A great champ is Bayley, a future world champ as well with that Money in the Bank contract, but right now it's time to find out who will face her for the US gold at SummerSlam. Referee Dan Engel assigned the duties for this one. He rings the bell on your opening matchup in Providence, Rhode Island on this special edition Wednesday Night SmackDown. The reason it is not Thursday this week is because tomorrow night will be the finals of the World Cup tournament, which usually takes place every Friday, but this Friday we have got NXT's premium live event, of course being NXT Great American Bash. That is just 48 hours away from tonight, 72 hours away from SummerSlam Saturday, and then of course the night after, 24 hours later, we'll be seeing SummerSlam Sunday. What a stacked weekend we've got here on KO Productions, as Chelsea Green got the arm wringer here, the wrist lock cinched in on Sane. Sane no able to counter it. Now the former world champion Kairi Sane able to wrench Chelsea Green's arm. Now top wrist lock here in this #1 contendership contest. Side headlock now by Chelsea Green. Nice counter by Green. If the Green regime could be taking over SmackDown, we could see a new US champion in the form of the Canadian Chelsea Green or the Japanese Kairi Sane, depending on who gets the opportunity to go to SummerSlam to face Bayley for the Women's United States Championship. The women's red, white, blue and gold will be defended at SummerSlam, much like every other championship we've got here on the main roster. Thus far, part of SummerSlam, 14 matches have been announced. The winner of this will make the 15th match official. Still got room for one more matchup at SummerSlam. Gotta imagine that matchup will be announced tonight as well as right now Kyrie back into a rare chinlock here on Chelsea Green in your opening contest. Big main event to come tonight. Samoa Joe teams up with the WWE Champion Daniel Bryan. I face Bryan's opponent come SummerSlam for the WWE title in the main event tonight. Won SummerSlam Saturday with a phenomenal AJ Styles, who walked into SummerSlam last year. The undisputed WWE Champion, but lost it in the main event of SummerSlam Sunday to Drew McIntyre. McIntyre has also got a huge matchup at SummerSlam as he challenges the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu, who is currently undefeated. Not been pinned, not been submitted, much like McIntyre was at one point in time. Those two collide over Fatu's United States Championship. And speaking of tonight's main event, Cody Rhodes teaming up with AJ Styles tonight. He'll be taking on Samoa Joe at SummerSlam, where he puts his Money in the Bank contract on the line against the former World Heavyweight Champion of 364 days. Kyrie there, wheelbarrow into the stunner. On to Chelsea Green as Dan Angle loops on. That's through Piper Niven and Alba Fire on the floor. Look at Kyrie saying the handspring into the head scissors. Down goes Chelsea as she went for a ride that time. Double foot stop by Kyrie and a running flipping neck breaker to a seated Green. Kyrie sane and control here in the springboard moonsault off the middle rope by cover of the leg. Shoulders down. Kyrie to go to SummerSlam. There's two and a kick out by Chelsea. Chelsea surviving the onslaught, at least for now. Double foot stomp moving out of the way. And it's Chelsea Green clothesline. Down goes Sane that time. That's Chelsea with knees perfectly placed right on the arm that time. By Chelsea Green. And look at the hot mess go. Chelsea absolutely all over Kyrie Sane tonight, as we are fastly approaching one of the biggest shows of the year in SummerSlam. Cannot wait for you all to tune in to the great action which is going to go down at MetLife Stadium. Chelsea Green just choking her out. That time in the corner. Oh, look at that from Kyrie Sane. The jawbreaker Sane. Not sure where she's going. That time it's Chelsea. Caught her with a super kick right upside the jaw. And on a clothesline down goes Kyrie. But Kyrie has not been the same since coming over to SmackDown this series. After being drafted here after losing a world title at WrestleMania. A Kyrie clothesline and Chelsea to the outside of the toe, babe, and a little bit of rope assistance. Suicide, or rather a con hero. Take it out, Chelsea Green on the floor. Kyrie here and all of the control in the world. Chelsea Green not sure where she is. Now getting to her feet. Kyrie, out stop on the apron. The springboard hurricane run into the ring. And Kyrie saying now to go to SummerSlam. Shoulders down over the ropes. Right there is Chelsea's boot underneath the bottom rope. Not sure it was a ring awareness thing for Chelsea Green, more of a lack of ring awareness for Kyrie Sane, and she's going to pay for it with a big boot to the moosh. Aye, Chelsea. And a cold breaker. Double knees that time. Both women are down, including Green. Crucial point of the match up here as both these women fighting for an opportunity to battle Bayley at SummerSlam for the Women's United States Championship. Chelsea stomping away on Kyrie Sane in this #1 contendership opening contest tonight in Providence, Rhode Island. Down to that time. By Kyrie, now Kyrie picks up Chelsea, Alabama slam, nailed it. Kyrie, cover, hooks the leg, shoulders down, and go to SummerSlam. Dan Angle's there, the two, the kick, yeah. Oh man, it's Chelsea Green still in this one, and wait a minute, Piper Niven, I believe, distracting Kyrie Sane. Trying to get in the head of Kyrie, trying to get in the psyche of the Pirate Princess. May allow Chelsea Green off in the opening and gets a big, massive knee strike onto the jaw of Sane. And now picks her up and drops her with a DDT. Chelsea coming from the distraction and winning all. The head to SummerSlam. There's two. Kyrie staying alive. This one's still ongoing tonight. On Wednesday night SmackDown. A special edition will go back to regularly scheduled programming next week with Thursday night SmackDown and of course the return of WWE Dark. As tomorrow night will be the final week. The final round of the WWE World Cup Tournament. Cannot wait for that one. It's right now Chelsea picks up Kyrie, dropping her down. Look at that. And Chelsea Green now. Got her exactly where she wants her. Green picks her up. Oh, the neck breaker right on the back of the neck. The stop though, the counter. Kyrie caught her with a forearm. And Kyrie Heads to the top, not wasting any time. Chelsea Green trying to get back to her feet. No, but an elbow. The insane elbow. Caught on the back. It's Green trying to get up cover two. And Cameron, no, kick her by Green. I thought it was over. I thought Sane had punched her, taking a SummerSlam. But not just yet, ladies and gentlemen. Double foot stop by Kyrie. Staying on her opponent with the elbow drop to the midsection by Chelsea Green. The pick up Green now. Elevated flatliner cover for the upset, some would call. Green on a SummerSlam. 2, 3, no! Kick out by Kyrie Sane. Powerfully kicking out of that. Let's not forget Chelsea Green technically owned a victory over Kyrie Sane in a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier matchup, where she defeated not just Kyrie but Zoe Stark as well. In triple threat action to get our spot into the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match in Los Angeles. Chelsea Green now and Kyrie Sane both back into the ring. Chelsea gets it with a nice knife edge job, and now Kyrie going to send Green to the outside and drop kick to the floor as this one rolls on in Providence, Rhode Island. We're back live on SmackDown. It's Chelsea Green in control for the break, and takes the advantage there. The Unprettier, the cover. Chelsea taking a SummerSlam. 2, 3, no! Kyrie powers out, showing why she was last year's Queen of the Ring winner. And showing why she's a former Women's World Champion following her Queen of the Ring victory. Chelsea in the corner, knife fish, chop, counter, big kick. And it is Kyrie Sane going to send Chelsea in the corner, now a forearm by Sane. And Chelsea had the control throughout the break. She continued that control when we came back, hit the Unprettier, but now Kyrie Sane taking advantage once again. Sane got her in the corner. Kyrie Sane, big pirate style, stomps out of the corner. I've seen this before, the sliding forearm by Kyrie. And Sane gonna be paying a little message to Bayley, the Women's US Champion. Kyrie Sane getting a shot at the role model for the Women's US title at SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Kyrie, top rope, Chelsea to her feet, and Sane elbow avoided. Green out of the way. Dan Angle, the referee, get distracted momentarily by paper ribbon, which leaves Chelsea Green to land a second Unprettier. And let the door open, a cover to go to SummerSlam. 2, Chelsea Green is the #1 contender for the Women's United States Championship.
Here is your winner, Chelsea Green.
Well, many would consider that one an upset, but she's technically done it before, and tonight, and a little bit of assistance from Alba Fire and Paper Ribbon over Secret Service as the Green regime stand tall, and they could do at SummerSlam. As Chelsea Green has a Women's United States Championship opportunity against the role model Bayley at the biggest party of the summer. It's going down 72 hours from tonight at SummerSlam Saturday. That's still to come tonight. Wait a minute, hold on. Backstage, Braun Breaker and one of the rings backstage warming up, but just getting attacked from behind by Randy Orton. We're going to tell you what we had in store for later on in the show. But we had to cut to backstage, and oh my god, Randy Orton just rocking Braun Breaker against that ring post. Where the hell even are we? We're in some sort of backstage training facility. Braun Breaker was in the ring without no ropes, getting a little bit of reps in before Randy Orton just ambushed him. And I believe this may stem from Braun Breaker eliminating Randy Orton when those two were the first two entrants in the Gauntlet Contenders matchup 3 weeks ago here on SmackDown to see who would challenge Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam in the main event of SummerSlam Saturday for the WWE Undisputed title. A matchup won by AJ Styles. And Randy just sent Breaker packing through a table, and he's not done yet. Steel chair shot after steel chair shot. Where the hell's the referees? Where the hell's security? We gotta do something here. It's Randy Orton is obliterating Braun Breaker backstage in an RKO. Connecting. But a Viper Randy Orton, who's laid absolute waste to the unpredictable badass, the former champion, Braun Breaker. Well, now we can let you know what we've still got in store tonight, folks. As that was absolute well. We mentioned it earlier, though. Big time tag team main event, hyping up 2 big matches for SummerSlam this weekend. Cody Rhodes and Samoa Joe taking on each other at SummerSlam, and AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan doing battle at SummerSlam. Tonight they compete in tag team action, but coming up next it's time to find out who will be the last competitor to advance to the SummerSlam Gauntlet matchup for a shot at either the IC or United States title in the future. And we're back live on SmackDown as though you see the former World Heavyweight Champion, the Dutch Destroyer, the Demon of Darkness, Aleister Black. Black eliminated from the WWE World Cup Tournament in the quarter-final stages last week by the ruler, Obafemi. Therefore, he is not going to get an opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship here on SmackDown, as that is the reward for winning the World Cup Tournament. You get a championship opportunity at the main title of your brand, whether that be the World title or the NXT title of NXT, of course, and the Undisputed WWE title here on SmackDown. Black not able to get that win. He eliminated by Obafemi after surviving the likes of Tony D'Angelo and Pete Dunne the rounds prior. Here comes another man who was competing, though, in the WWE World Cup Tournament. Survived the first round against Australia's Grayson Waller, but was eliminated by Mexico's El Hijo del Vikingo in the round of 16. And this man last week challenged for the United States Championship against the Samoan Werewolf Jacob Fatu. That, of course, being the king of strong style, the sinister assassin.
And his opponent from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
The winner of this then will be the final superstar in the six-man SummerSlam gauntlet for a contendership opportunity at the Intercontinental or US Gold. And here we go then, we're back live on SmackDown. Aleister Black, Shinsuke Nakamura, the winner, going to be a part of SummerSlam to take the sixth and final entrant in the SummerSlam gauntlet. Not necessarily will be the sixth man out in that gauntlet, but they'll be a part of the gauntlet if victorious, joining the likes of Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Logan Paul, Carmelo Hayes, and as of this past week on Monday Night Raw, the Bulgarian Brute, Rusev, punching his ticket to SummerSlam. With these men a part of SummerSlam last year, Shinsuke Nakamura with a victory, not with a victory, he was a part of a gauntlet matchup for the vacant Intercontinental Championship, eliminated in the first match of said gauntlet by Johnny Gargano. Aleister Black, though, last year had a much more successful SummerSlam, came in as Mr. Money in the Bank and scored a victory over the Viper, Randy Orton, who we just saw viciously attack Braun Breaker in the backstage area. So let's see who's going to be a part of their second SummerSlam in a row. Will it be Nakamura's second gauntlet in a row? Will Aleister Black be a part of a gauntlet for an opportunity at either the Intercontinental or US title if you are a Raw superstar, such as Sami Zayn, Logan Paul or Rusev, and you win that matchup, you'll get a shot at the Intercontinental title of the Red Brand. If you're a SmackDown superstar, such as the winner of this match, Carmelo Hayes or Chad Gable, you'll get a shot at the United States Championship in the future. Nakamura would love another shot at the US Gold, as he had one last week against Fatu. Came up short. Let's see how he does against Aleister Black, as these two have battled before. That last series, while Aleister Black was the World Heavyweight Champion in a non-title matchup, with Black able to defeat the Shinobi Assassin. Let's see if he can do it again here tonight on SmackDown, as Adrian Butler is the official for this one. These two men going back and forth as Butler assigned the duties for this contest. Matchup all set, it's ready to go. You gotta imagine how the other five competitors are feeling about this matchup. Who is gonna join them? It doesn't necessarily mean everybody is gonna interact with everyone in the matchup. Two men start. Once one is eliminated, another man comes out until all six men have entered and one man is left standing. Your winner and will become number one contender for either the Intercontinental or United States Championship, depending on which brand you are a part of. Black nice elbow sending Nakamura to the outside of the ring, and if it could be Aleister looking to fly, and he does just that. Tope con hilo to the outside by the Dutch Destroyer. Now Adrian Butler trying to count these two superstars out. Nakamura wanting to get a win back against Aleister Black. Black wanting to punch his ticket to SummerSlam and not try. And will he be lost in the shuffle? As a couple of months ago, Aleister Black was kind of lost in the shuffle, not really doing too much until he had a great breakout showing in the WWE World Cup Tournament. Now he's back here tonight to try and be a part of SummerSlam. Black now off the rope, the springboard, the moonsault by the Dutchman. Representing Netherlands in the World Cup Tournament, of course. We get the finals tomorrow night. Cannot wait for that one. I don't want to miss it. The winner of the tournament will get a shot at their brand's top championship. Will be clearly definitive, the best in the world. Of course, the semi-finals and finals taking place tomorrow night. Final four in there. We started with 32. Now we've got four men. The final four are Chad Gable, Obafemi, Damian Priest, and Aleister Black. We're getting Oba versus Gable tomorrow night, and Dragunov versus Priest in the semi-finals. The winner of both of those matches will go into the main event of that show. And the finals, the winner being the best in the world, and the winner of the World Cup Tournament to get a shot at their brand's top title. And a big time ascent on Knees up there by Aleister Black. The counter now Black. The springboard. The Asai moonsault to the floor is Black. Throws Poshino when taking out Nakamura on the outside of the ring as this one continues live on SmackDown. We're back live in the blue brand. Both men battling on the outside of the ring as Nakamura gained control throughout the break. And now sending the hard into the barricade here at ringside. Back first goes the Dutchman. Nakamura at one point, the inaugural Intercontinental Champion of last series. Aleister Black, former Mr. Money in the Bank, and a former World Champion due to that Money in the Bank contract. Both men trying to get a part of SummerSlam this year. Only one will be able to do so. Double foot stop by Black from the top to the outside. Nicely done by the Dutchman. And now the Dutch Destroyer here. We've seen this before. The triangle moves up to the floor. Aleister Black going crazy as always tonight. Oh, for a shot to get a part of SummerSlam. Sends Nakamura in. What is Black thinking? Heading up high, Shinsuke slowly but surely getting to his feet. The meteor by Black, the double knees, the cover, the hook of the leg. Shoulders down, Aleister Black to go to SummerSlam. This is the sixth and final man in the gauntlet and a kick out. By Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura does not want to have three back-to-back losses. He lost to Vikingo in the quarterfinals of the World Cup tournament. He lost to Jacob Fatu last week where he answered an open challenge for Fatu's United States Championship. He does not want to lose to Aleister Black. He perfectly placed right on the throat. Doesn't want to lose to Black, especially for a second time in this series, one of which happened last season in the 2K24 Universe mode. As mentioned, while Black was World Heavyweight Champion. Can Nakamura get his win back today as he tried to dislocate the shoulder of Aleister Black? Nakamura firmly in control as the crowd in Providence, Rhode Island, getting hyped for SummerSlam, getting hyped for Great American Bash this Friday night as well. And they're all hyped all night long and all week long as well. Nakamura hanging Black out to dry that time. As now it's Nakamura hanging him out to dry. Let's look at this Shinsuke, the knee. We've seen this before. The calculated wrist from Nakamura paying dividends. Knee perfectly placed. Right on the back of the net. Beautifully executed by Nakamura. Not beautiful, however, if your name is Aleister Black. It sends him back into the squared circle. Shinsuke Nakamura absolutely dominating this contest for the moment here. An elbow drop to the back. Shooting the hand, hooking the leg, shoulders down. That could do it. Nakamura taking a SummerSlam, maybe a part of the second gauntlet in a row and a kick out. And Sami Zayn was a part of the gauntlet matchup. That very same gauntlet match last year that Nakamura was a part of for the IC title. Zayn coming up short in the final two. The cover off that bicycle knee kick out by Shinsuke Nakamura. So Shinsuke might be joining Sami as being a part of that matchup, much like Sami Zayn was last year and much like he is this year once again. Black double foot stomp. They're going to send Shinsuke Nakamura out of the corner. And look at that, the flipping neck breaker to a seated Shinsuke. Now the pick up. Black to put him away. To head to SummerSlam. To join the likes of Zayn, Gable, Logan, Rusev and Mello. Brain Buster floats over cover two. No! Just threw shoulder up that time. By the former inaugural Intercontinental Champion who hasn't been the same since losing that title last year at Backlash to Drew McIntyre in 2K24. Then McIntyre relinquished the title, leading to the gauntlet matchup which took place last year at SummerSlam. For said gold is Nakamura inverted Exploder on Black. And Shinsuke, can he capitalize? One arm draped over, but the referee waves it off. Black's boot underneath the bottom rope. Nakamura not really noticing that. The ring awareness off, the veteran instinct not entirely kicking in for the King of Strong Style. But he's still got a chance to fight back in this one as he picks up Black. Great combination offense as Black absolutely rocked off of that one. And no matter what goes Shinsuke Nakamura to finally get his win back over the Dutch Destroyer. Nakamura now, knee to face from the middle row, but a Kinshasa type knee. Nakamura now stomping in the back, and the cover, hooking the legs, shoulders down, ahead to SummerSlam to be a part of the second gauntlet in a row. No kick out by Aleister at two. Oh man, and Nakamura's past and he goes after the official. Knocking down referee Adrian Butler. The kick, the roll through. Black now. Black mass! Black mass! Ho ho ho! Referee on speed. Black cover out. Got him out of nowhere. Hooks the legs. Shoulders down ahead to SummerSlam. There's two. No, Nakamura kicking out with a slow count from the official who is rocked due to a Nakamura attack. And if Nakamura hadn't done that and Black landed that Black Mass like he did this one, would have been all over and Black would have been on his way to SummerSlam by now. Would have been packing his bag and booking his flights and hotels to New Jersey. But there's a Meteora by Black. Is this one still ongoing? Who's going to be the final man in the SummerSlam 6-man gauntlet for a contendership opportunity at either the IC or United States Gold? Let's look at Shinsuke sweeping out the leg of Aleister Black inside of the ring. And then Nakamura comes back in, looking to put this one to rest. Middle rope here. Goes Shinsuke to knee drop on Black as this one rolls on. We're back live on SmackDown. Both men are hot as Black to his feet. Double foot stomp avoided by Shinsuke Nakamura. Roundhouse kick by Nakamura. And as Shinsuke picks him up to put him away. Got him with a landslide. Nakamura landslide. Penny predicament. Shoulders down. Two gonna go to SummerSlam and Black powers out again. With a Samoan driver style move. Called the landslide. Nakamura now. We're going to put him away with Kinshasa. Over the kick caught. And a DDT by the Dutch Destroyer. What a shot from Black. And with Black to put Shinsuke away. Out of the corner. Head to SummerSlam and the knee from Doom. Out of the corner. Hooks the leg. Shoulders down. That's going to do it. It'll be a point. McDonald and a kick out by Shinsuke Nakamura. How the hell is Shinsuke doing this? What a fight here tonight on SmackDown. There's a knee avoided by Nakamura. Nakamura is TO. Shinsuke Nakamura now taking apart the turnbuckle pad. Oh man, dastardly intentions for Shinsuke Nakamura here. Is Shinsuke now picking up Black, the roundhouse kick, referee tending to the turnbuckle pad, but Nakamura undone. Oh, there's the red mist! The red mist! Right between the eyes of Aleister Black. Come on, not like this. Nakamura on the cover. Referee now back in position. Hooking the leg. Shoulders down. Go to SummerSlam 2. Black no grabbing the bottom rope. Great ring awareness and veteran instinct. Even though he may not be able to see anymore. He may be blinded in his eye. But only a 2, says Adrian Butler. Nakamura grabs him. Kick by Aleister Black. Great counter by the Dutchman. Oh, what a running bicycle knee strike. Dropping Shinsuke where he stands. Looking to put Nakamura away here. Aleister Black then to SummerSlam. Picks him up with his boot. And there's the Black Mass. That'll do it. Cover, hooks the legs, shoulders down, scoring 2. And Aleister Black's going to SummerSlam to be the final entrant into the SummerSlam Gauntlet match.
Here is your winner, Aleister Black.
Congratulations, Aleister Black. Commiserations, though, going out to Shinsuke Nakamura, who this year will be missing out on the biggest party of the summer. And he just lost his 3rd straight match in a row. Aleister Black getting a big win back after losing to Obafemi in the quarterfinals of the World Cup tournament a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations, Dutch Destroyer Aleister Black. We'll see at SummerSlam, and we could see him potentially challenge the winner of Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship following SummerSlam. But still to come, big tag team main event as the number 1 contender for the undisputed WWE title. AJ Styles teams up with Mr. Motherback Cody Rhodes to battle the WWE undisputed champ Daniel Bryan and his insurance policy, former world champ of 364 days, Samoa Joe. But right now, we still got some more action in your penultimate showdown of the evening here in the blue brand from Providence, Rhode Island. As out now for action as the current WWE Women's Champion, that bitch, the Storm Jade Cargill, who will be heading into SummerSlam Sunday in defense of her WWE Women's Championship against the number 1 contender who defeated Bayley, the Women's US Champion, and Miss Money in the Bank in non-title action to become said contender, that being Lyra Valkyria.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Vero Beach, Florida, the WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill.
Here we go then, Jade, a warm-up matchup ahead of her match with Lyra come SummerSlam Sunday and her defense of the WWE Women's Championship. Gonna be a fun one here on SmackDown. You don't want to miss any more of the action. Don't go anywhere, folks. Big time women's matchup up next. We're back live in the blue brand as here comes the opponent tonight in this non-title warm-up for Cargill, the sniper of SmackDown, Zoe Stark. Always had great performances, has Zoe Stark. This is a great showing for Zoe tonight. A great opportunity going one-on-one entangling with the WWE Women's Champion of SmackDown, Jade Cargill. Cargill has been a great champion thus far, winning it at WrestleMania and really proving her second title run to be much better than her first, where her first ended up not even having one successful defense of the title before losing it 88 days in to her first defense being Bianca Belair, our good friends. And her debut at SmackDown no less. Officially, as Cargill jumping up throughout the bell that time. Jason here's the official overseeing the action as he rings the bell as Cargill dominating Zoe Stark, gorilla press and slamming her down to the canvas. Cargill defending her championship against the likes of Kairi Sane, Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton and Sasha Banks. 4 successful defenses for Cargill. Will be heading into her 5th defense at SummerSlam against Lyra. See if she's able to get the victory as right now Zoe Stark though able to fight back. Running in, Hurricane Run at that time on Zoe, or by Zoe Stark, onto Jade. Stark big shots and now Zoe off the ropes and a big 10 clothesline. Great opportunity, man. You imagine if Zoe Stark wins this, maybe she's added to the matchup at SummerSlam. Maybe making it a triple threat encounter between Zoe, Jade and Lyra. And Zoe that time with a step up in Zaguri. Zoe Stark now looking to fly the springboard, the sniper drop kick. Seen that before, one of the best assets of Zoe Stark. As Cargill is rocked. Big stomps from Zoe. Looking wanting to make Jade Cargill maybe notice her here, but Zoe Stark's the springboard and Cargill knocked down with a crossbody. Oh man, the midsection in agony. If you're Jade Cargill right here, the cover here, shoulders down, lateral press for victory. 1, 2 on Jade and a kick out, says Jason Ayres, scoring 2 over Cargill already in this contest. With a great sign going forward for Zoe Stark with the knee moving out the way, and Cargill now with a pounce. Oh god. Oh well, Jade I think's already had enough. Jade Cargill to pick up. Gonna grab Zoe. Gonna send her over into the ropes. Oh god, Jade got Zoe where she wants her. Look at that, the big time snap powerbomb cover. Rebound off the ropes, 2 count only kick out by Zoe Stark. SummerSlam just around the corner, as is Great American Bash. What a week it is to be a KO Productions Universe Mode fan, I'll tell you, man. If you guys are enjoying this WWE 2K26 Universe Mode, make sure you leave a like for me and subscribe if you haven't already with notification bells turned on so you don't miss any more of this fantastic series. Cover off that big deadly powerbomb from Jade. Kicking it 2 by Zoe Stark. SummerSlam right around the corner, man. Don't want to miss any more of this fantastic action as there's Zoe Stark. What a bicycle boot. If you guys are enjoying this series, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the series. Even if you think I can improve on something in this series, I'd rather you tell me. I'm always open to constructive criticism. It helps me grow as a person, helps this channel grow, and helps us grow as a stronger community. But back to the matter at hand here. Zoe Stark whipping Cargill off the ropes, and it was Zoe Luthes pressed by Stark, who's having a great showing tonight against WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill. And Zoe Stark now the Irish whip. Gonna send her into the corner. What's Zoe thinking here? Oh, Zoe big forearm smash that time. Stark stomping away, no the counter by Jade Cargill. Cargill face first goes Zoe that time, and it was Jade headed to the top. We're gonna maybe put this one away. She's all the way the other side of the ring. What an incredible distance by Cargill with a splash. But wait a minute, that was Lyra Valkyria. Lyra grabbing Jade's WWE Women's title. And Jade saw that Lyra Valkyria's trying to run away with her championship. You've not earned that yet, Lyra. And Jade taking it back, saying this is mine. Oh man, but taking her eye off her opponent as Zoe Stark clocks her on the outside. Lyra Valkyria with a distraction, allowing Zoe Stark to regain control. And that's penultimate matchup tonight. And now Zoe gonna send Jade right on the steel steps here at ringside. Well, Zoe Stark in control to the Lyra Valkyria distraction, and if Jade now loses because she took her eye off the ball and took Zoe Stark lightly, that is not going to be looking good heading into the SummerSlam defense for Cargill against Valkyria. Zoe Stark that time right on to the WWE Women's Championship with a perfect plex type maneuver. Nicely done by the sniper as this one rolls on SmackDown. We're back live in the blue brand. It's Jade Cargill back into the ring, and Cargill throws caution and a win. Slingshot cross body to the floor. Off the springboard, right from the tippy top rope, beautifully done by Jay, but it's Zoe the counter. And Zoe for a second time, another fisherman suplex. On the floor, by Stark. Referee almost knocked down as Zoe comes back in. Counter 2 here, Stark for a counter out win over the WWE Women's Champion, but no! Oh my, what a running cross, money on the floor by Stark. Stark is going absolutely crazy this evening. And Zoe sends Jade back in. Can Zoe Stark get a major upset over the WWE Women's Champion? Credit a major assist to Lyra Valkyria though, but moving out of the way, the double axe handle off the top. Cargill now picks her up, and the Sandstorm, the cover, the spinning torture axe center powerbomb, 2 and a kick out by Zoe Stark. Well, Stark having one hell of a fight tonight as Jade Cargill can't believe her eyes that this one is still ongoing, and she's usually in and out by now. And matches before a big PLE title defense as she's defeated Alba Fire and Paper Ribbon with ease over the last couple of PLE bells. But Zoe Stark giving her a fight tonight off the top rope splash. What a performance, cover for an upset and a kick out by Jade Cargill. Cargill done one earlier on. Now it's Zoe Stark's turn. Off that knee bulldog, then the splash, and now it done yet. Stark C360 to upset the champion and the title defense against Valkyria at SummerSlam. Cargill, last possible minute though, powers out. 2.999 that time. Zoe Stark, middle rope missing the knee, and Cargill gonna make her pay for her trouble. Ray with a pick up on Zoe on the clothesline. Oh, still got the leg, still got the arm rather, another short arm clothesline, ain't done with her yet. Jade Cargill pissed off with Zoe Stark's resiliency and determination and grit. Is now top rope. Goes Cargill to put this one away. Oh, and there's another frog splash. A second one for good measure. Stark really favouring her midsection now. And oh goodness, she'll be favouring that as well as her face, as well as everything else in her body as Cargill picks her up. And got her where she wants her, and there it is. Jaded connects into the cover, pinning predicament, shoulders down. Cargill for the win, heading into SummerSlam the 2, and that's over. Cargill does it, but what a showing for Stark here tonight as Cargill prepares for Lyra.
Here is your winner, Jade Cargill.
Congratulations, Jade Cargill. Lyra trying to get involved during the match, but it backfired on her. Let's see how it goes down on SummerSlam Sunday as Jade and Lyra collide for the undisputed WWE Women's Championship. A lot of huge matches going down at SummerSlam. Let's take a look at the card. Opening up with night 1 of SummerSlam. We are going to WCW Fall Brawl. A little battle ass from the past as we've got a War Games match. Winner take all. The Judgment Day and Kevin Owens taking on the Undisputed Era for both the Intercontinental and WWE Tag Team titles. Then match 2 on SummerSlam Saturday. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes defends his Money in the Bank contract against former world champion of 364 days, Samoa Joe. Then a Big Time grudge match on the Monday Night Raw brand. This former United States champ and inaugural United States champ and former world champ takes on the inaugural NXT champ of last season. Bobby Roode and Keith Lee collide one-on-one. And then we found out earlier on tonight we were getting a Women's United States Championship matchup as Women's US Champ Bayley, as well as Miss Money in the Bank here on SmackDown defense against Chelsea Green, the new #1 contender with Alba Fire and Piper Niven watching her back at ringside. And then a rematch from one of the best matches we've seen thus far in the series. LA Knight and John Cena gonna run it back from Money in the Bank. This time there's no title on the line. This time it is just about pride, and what a fight it is gonna be. Speaking of fights, these two men despise one another and they are battling over the top spot of the SmackDown brand. They're gonna battle night 1 of SummerSlam. The best in the world, CM Punk, taking on the OTC Roman Reigns. And then the penultimate match of a SummerSlam Saturday Women's World Championship is on the line as the #1 contender Becky Lynch, former world champion of 167 days, won it last year at SummerSlam. Looking to do it for the second time and upset the undefeated Rhea Ripley here in this series. And in the main event of SummerSlam Saturday, undisputed WWE Championship on the line. The man that made it last year's SummerSlam by losing the WWE titles to regain it. The main event of SummerSlam Saturday this series, AJ Styles battle the champ Daniel Bryan. And then moving on to night 2, what a titanic tussle is going to be starting us off. US title on the line as MFT member Jacob Fatu, the champ, defends against the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre. And then the Women's Intercontinental Championship of Monday Night Raw is on the line as the champion Liv Morgan enters her hometown at MetLife Stadium, defending her championship for the 5th time against former Women's World Champion, the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky, and made official earlier on tonight due to the attack backstage from Randy Orton onto Braun Breaker. These two gonna settle their differences one-on-one. It's Breaker, it's Orton, it's SummerSlam Sunday, and then the 6-man SummerSlam Gauntlet for an opportunity either the Intercontinental or United States Championship will be following. Chad Gable, Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes, the SmackDown competitors. Rusev, Sami Zayn and Logan Paul, the Raw competitors. Then the WWE Tag Titles with SmackDown are on the line. MFT, the challengers, represented by Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa, accompanied by Tonga Loa and JC Mateo, taking the champs Eric and Ivar. The War Raiders. What a war that one's going to be. Speaking of wars, one-on-one encounter. The Fiend Bray Wyatt with his toughest test today. Only his 3rd match of this series goes one-on-one with former WWE Champion and last year's King of the Ring, Seth freaking Rollins. And in the penultimate match of SummerSlam Sunday, we mentioned it moments ago in your previous contest tonight on SmackDown, the challenger Lyra Valkyria challenging Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. And then finally, in the main event of SummerSlam, it's title versus career as the Ring General Gunther puts his World Heavyweight Championship on the line against the career of the Hall of Fame legend Kurt Angle. All that so much more coming your way this weekend at SummerSlam. But up next, it is now time for your main event of the evening tag match, setting up big time matches taking place on SummerSlam Saturday. Styles and Rhodes take on Bryan and Joe next, live on SmackDown. And we're back live in the blue brand from Providence, Rhode Island. There you see the phenomenal one, the #1 contender to the undisputed WWE Championship, AJ Styles. Styles earning the opportunity by winning a 5-man gauntlet matchup featuring Braun Breaker, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk and himself, and it came down to him and Drew in the final 2, with Styles pinning McIntyre, being the 4th man to pin Drew's shoulders to the canvas in this series. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, Styles' tag team partner, being the other 3 to do that. To the Scottish Warrior and Jacob Fatu comes SummerSlam, looks to do that as well in retention of his United States Championship. And here come their opponents tonight.
From Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 275 pounds, the Samoan Joe.
It was a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown where Daniel Bryan had a non-title matchup against Mr. Money in the Bank Cody Rhodes. And Bryan was accompanied to the ring by that man, Samoa Joe, who earlier on in the night failed to capture an opportunity to challenge Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam, and what would be a heated encounter and a big battle that I would love to see. As he failed to win a Fatal 4-Ways Contenders match, of course won by Drew McIntyre, also involving Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes. He came out, accompanied Bryan to the ring, and Bryan got himself disqualified, allowing Cody to get the win. But it was last week on SmackDown where AJ Styles, the #1 contender, went one-on-one with Samoa Joe, a man he knows very well, in a big storied rivalry between the two. Styles defeating Joe twice in this series, both over the United States Championship when AJ was champion. But last week, it was a different story, with Samoa Joe pinning the #1 contender for the undisputed WWE Championship, and therefore earning a shot against Cody Rhodes for the Money in the Bank contract.
From Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 210 pounds, the undisputed WWE Champion, Daniel Bryan.
And there you see the WWE Champion. Gonna be a fun tag match in your main event from Providence, Rhode Island. We're back live on Wednesday Night SmackDown as the 2 men taking on each other at SummerSlam in the 2nd match on the Saturday for the Money in the Bank contract. Kicking things off, Charles Robinson as your official. Cody and Joe starting off. This tag match as the bell is rung. Your main event is now officially underway. Cody Rhodes big shots on Samoa Joe. Is Joe earning the spot at Cody's Money in the Bank contract? Of course, being a former world champ of 364 days last series and running roughshod over the Monday Night Raw brands. And then, of course, last week defeating the #1 contender AJ Styles with not a lot of help from the champ Daniel Bryan, who did accompany Joe to ringside. Seems to be his insurance policy going forward. Here in the blue brand is Joe. The elbow dropped to the chest. But you got to imagine if Bryan is victorious against Styles at SummerSlam, and if Joe takes the money of that contract away from Cody Rhodes, is that insurance policy going to last for Daniel Bryan, or will Joe just cash in on him? Gonna have to wait and see if that is the case, but nonetheless, Samoa Joe trying to get a cheap shot on Styles. Styles caught him, and Joe takes him out on the floor. Tope crossbody, nicely done by the Samoan submission machine. But watch Rhodes with one of his own on to Joe that time. Hyping up the match a big time way, heading into SummerSlam this weekend. Cody sends Joe back into the squared circle now. Cody Rhodes now on the apron, gonna get this crowd on their feet, but Joe runs in going after. As Ray walks in going after Cody, but Cody caught him with a forearm that time, and Cody now trying to grab Joe. Joe, here comes the woods, and Cody hangs him out to dry. Joe first goes Joe that time, and Cody Rhodes wanna put him away. Joe to his feet. Cody springboards in, drop kick, nicely done by the American Nightmare on the cover on his SummerSlam opponent, hooking the leg, shoulders down, scoring 2 already on the former world champion of 364 days. Samoa Joe with a kick out with a Samoan submission machine, and turns the tides now on Cody Rhodes. And Cody now getting kicked right in the back, nicely done by Joe that time. In your SmackDown main event. Of course, tomorrow night, the finals of the World Cup Tournament. Friday night is the Great American Bash. Saturday night, SummerSlam Night 1. And of course, Sunday night, SummerSlam Night 2. As the undisputed WWE Champion Daniel Bryan been tagged in this matchup. Little double team that time by Joe and Bryan, as Joe cheap shot his opponent for SummerSlam Cody, and Bryan dropped him with a big time power slam, the on-trap style that time. But speaking of style, here comes AJ Styles, the #1 contender. Bryan tried to stop him, but Styles going after his opponent in the main event of SummerSlam Saturday, and Styles takes him down with authority, and going after Samoa Joe, getting a little bit of a measure of revenge from earlier on in the matchup, where Joe took out Styles off the apron and dove and attacked him at ringside. AJ picks him up, 1916 shades of Finn Balor, who will be competing in War Games on SummerSlam Saturday. Cover Styles to put away the champion Daniel Bryan, kick out immediately as Charles Robinson, the official, couldn't even get his hand on the canvas to begin his count that time. Jawbreaker that time from Daniel Bryan, and then look at that overhead. Belly to belly throw. Bryan has 2 successful defenses of his WWE Championship thus far since winning it at Clash in Paris after cashing in his Money in the Bank contract, which he won at the 2K24 event of Money in the Bank, the same night where the main event was Samoa Joe versus Cody Rhodes for the World Heavyweight Championship. Joe able to get the win on that night. Will it be any different this year? Come SummerSlam, where Rhodes took alive for Cody's Money in the Bank contract. Speaking of Rhodes, he's tagged in. It's Cody now, and Styles double team offense with a hit toss and a double kick right at the back and the chest respectively. And it's the American Nightmare picking up Daniel Bryan. The springboard disaster kick by Rhodes, who's never won a title this series. He looks to change that by being Mr. Money in the Bank, but it could be ripped away from him courtesy of Samoa Joe this coming weekend at SummerSlam. Bryan has defended the likes against the likes of Braun Breaker and CM Punk. Breaker, of course, being the man he cashed in on to win the title at Clash in Paris. He beat Braun at Money in the Bank in Los Angeles this series, and then beat CM Punk at Bad Blood in a great matchup, one of the best of the series, as well as Joe goes after AJ Styles and a back suplex in the hottest part of the ring. But watch Cody, the springboard cross body to the floor on Samoa Joe. Cody going crazy as these two men, once again the legal participants, back down to the original 2. The start of the matchup as Cody sends Joe back into the squared circle, heads up to the top rope. Referee Charles Robinson on a count of 4. Cody Rhodes moonsault. Now Joe able to get to his feet. No water on the pool that time for the American Nightmare. And a Joe picking up Cody and gonna drop him with a power bomb. And oh god, I think that's the beginning of the unlucky 13 power bombs. The ritual that Joe does every damn match, where he gets an opponent with 13 consecutive deadlift power bombs in a row, which at least they call unlucky 13, and it does make the opponent very unlucky as they go through a hell of a lot of damage. There's number 3 by the Samoan submission machine, looking to get back up on the main event scene here on SmackDown, like he was on Raw last season. Wants to be the undisputed WWE Champion. A way to do that is become Mr. Money in the Bank, and he's got a chance to do so against the American Nightmare Rhodes. Samoa Joe now picks him up again, looking for perhaps the 6th deadlift power bomb, and it is. Cody's been absolutely rocked in this one. And again getting rocked. Samoa Joe going crazy this evening. The pickup again, and down goes rocked. And now again. Joe, he ain't done with him. Joe, my goodness. I've lost count now. I believe that might be 8 or 9. This one, 9 or 10. It's Joe just rocks him. My God. And Cody is absolutely dazed. Here's 10 or 11 now by Joe as Daniel Bryan, the undisputed WWE champion. Going to be loving this. I mean, this really softens up Rhodes. Heading into the SummerSlam encounter against the American Nightmare for the undisputed. Or sorry, not for the undisputed title, for the Money in the Bank contract, which could lead in to an undisputed title opportunity for Samoa Joe. And there's the 13 power bombs. Here's the cover, the hook of the leg, shoulders down, scoring 2 from Charles Robinson, and Cody gonna kick out. Cody's had a great past couple of months, winning the Money in the Bank contract at Money in the Bank in Los Angeles, and a great opening matchup featuring great talent from both Raw and SmackDown. Of course, exercising his demons by finally defeating and pinning Drew McIntyre's shoulders to the canvas. He did that at Bad Blood in his hometown inside a steel cage in Atlanta, Georgia. As Cody and Bryan, the legal participants. Cody off the Bulldog that time, and now into the Bionic Elbow from Cody Rhodes. After the jabs, shakes of his daddy, the American Dream, to see Rhodes as the Nightmare, dropping Bryan where he stands. Tag back in now. Comes AJ Styles, the inaugural Universal Champion of last season, who won a 4-way match in the first ever episode of last series of the Royal Rumble. A 4-way elimination to become said inaugural champion by defeating the likes of Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, in that matchup. And there's Samoa Joe tag back in, and Joe, after beating Styles last week, maybe wants to do it again and tag team way. Look at this. Joe, Yokozuna cutter on AJ Styles, the cover pinning predicament, referee in position, 2 count. Styles kicks out as your main event continues live. We're back live in Providence, Rhode Island, as AJ Styles back in control over Styles. We're back over Joe, rather. A springboard 450 by AJ. Cover. Hooks the legs. Shoulders down. 2 count and a kick out by Samoa Joe. Styles wanted his win back that time. Not going to get it as he's going after the leg of the big man. That is a wise strategy. Target the leg of the large opponent here on SmackDown. It's Cody Rhodes. Tags back in. AJ Styles making the tag out. Joe is really favouring that knee on the outside. That might be great going into SummerSlam for Cody. It's Cody, oh goodness. As Joe caught him in a big time slam on the outside as Cody went for a crossbody on the floor. An inverted style of out of a moonsault position. Is Joe going to send him into the barricade? And Joe now going to hand Cody up to dry on said barricade. A big boot to the American Nightmare on the floor, as it was against that damn barricade, no less. Joe picks the American Nightmare up. Counter 5 from the official. Charles Robinson going to get back in the ring. Don't want a count out scenario to happen. Tag. Back in comes the undisputed WWE Champion Daniel Bryan. It seems to me in this tag team main event where Cody Rhodes been isolated for most of it. AJ Styles barely been in here. Got to see more of the phenomenal one in this contest, but nonetheless, Cody on the champion pedigree. On the undisputed champ, the collar, hooks the leg, shoulders down for tag team victory, and a kick out by Daniel Bryan. Bryan surviving, at least for now. Cody Rhodes can't believe his eyes. Keeps his foot in the gas pedal, went for a ground and pound. Bryan able to turn it around with one of his own. And Bryan now picking up Mr. Money in the Bank. This could be a title matchup we could see in the near future if Cody decides to cash in. But right now, Bryan gonna make sure he doesn't go anywhere near that title, as there's the yes kicks from Bryan to the chest. The crowd counting along with him. There's a kick up, say the top of the head of Rhodes. Cover, hooks the leg, shoulders down. Bryan and Joe for victory. Scores 2, and a kick out as AJ also comes in to try and make the save. Cody Rhodes though getting that shoulder up, and Bryan knocking Styles off the apron. See what I mean with isolating the phenomenal one in this tag team main event. Daniel Bryan. That's Cody Rhodes exactly where he wants him, but there's Cody Rhodes with the elbow at the corner, and Cody with a moonsault, and Cody badly needs to make a tag to AJ Styles. And that's what he's going to do. It's like he can hear me. Here comes the phenomenal one. Back to these two men going at it. AJ Styles losing his Undisputed Championship at SummerSlam in the main event of night 2 last year. Wants to regain it at night 1 this year against Daniel Bryan. There's AJ Styles. Clash face first on the bloody mat. Cover only one. And Samoa Joe making the save. Look at the blood on the canvas. I believe that is Daniel Bryan and Cody Rhodes' blood mixed. As AJ back suplex on the hardest part of the ring on Samoa Joe. Right on the apron goes Joe. AJ, top rope, Daniel Bryan getting to his feet, crossbody by the number 1 contender. Cover, lateral press, hook the leg, shoulders down, 2, now kick out by Daniel Bryan. AJ can't believe it. The stomp, the counter, Bryan going after Cody Rhodes, but there's AJ to kick Bryan the counter. And now Bryan, Saito suplex on the number 1 contender. And Bryan looking to put AJ Styles away. Out of the corner, Bryan and Joe won this tag team matchup to build momentum heading into their matchups at SummerSlam respectively. Running knee by the champion, cover 2. Styles kicks in as this one rolls on. We're back live in Providence, Rhode Island, and you're main event of SmackDown. Now it's Cody Rhodes and Samoa Joe illegal. Joe went for a super kick. Cody able to catch the mounting counter. Cody grabs him. Crossroads on Joe. Cover. Hooks the leg. Shoulders down. There's 2 and Daniel Bryan saving the day for his team. Oh, well, that is a shocker that time. Bryan coming in to save his insurance policy. How ironic is that? Nonetheless, Cody trying to go after Bryan. Bryan hanging out to dry, but there's Cody getting the best of him that time, and Cody Rhodes down with a clothesline on Samoa Joe. Cody now picks them up, and Cody moves out the corner. No, moving out the way that time was Joe. And Joe the Irish Whip sends some shit cans on the outside, no less. Oh, Joe, oh my god, the senton! Off the apron, Rhodes' midsection, gotta be in agony. Oh, goodness. This is what Samoa Joe is looking to do, just absolutely punish the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Up to the top rope, Rhodes down and out, and a knee drop off the top right of the head of the American Nightmare. And Samoa Joe with barrage after barrage from the American Nightmare here in this fantastic main event. A SummerSlam teaser. Cover off those knees, hooks the leg, shoulders down, Rhodes and Dyer straight to. There's 2 and a kick out by Cody. He's been dominated much more than AJ Styles has in this matchup. But Cody, right back in, goes right back after Joe. Look at this, the pickup, the strength. Cody found a breaker and Joe drops him in his neck. The cover, the hook of the leg, shoulders down, scoring 2. No, Joe survives. Unbelievable scenes tonight in your main event. It's Cody Rhodes. Ain't done with him yet, not by a long shot. Cody now, the springboard. Cody, cutter! Cody the cover on Joe. Hooks the leg. Shoulders down. There's 2 and a kick out by Joe. A powerful one at that. Very enthusiastic near fall from the Samoan submission machine. Who somehow, someway is still in this one. And sweeping the leg of Cody. Face first. Goes Mr. Money in the back. And there's Samoa Joe. Grabs Cody, the Irish Whip, sends him into the corner. Oh God, not where Cody wants to be. Joe and Bryan might have the momentum heading into SummerSlam in their matchups respectively. Muscle Buster by Joe. Cover hook the leg. Shoulders down. AJ Styles before the counter 1 making the save. Want to make sure that he gets the momentum heading into SummerSlam. But Samoa Joe is too damn good. He took away a little bit of Styles' momentum last week. Looks to do the same this week alongside Cody as well. Heading into his match against him at SummerSlam for Cody's Money in the Bank contract. But Rhodes, shoulders down inside Cradle, small package, and Joe kicks out as your main event continues. We're back live on SmackDown. This main event tag match still ongoing. Hyping up 2 major matches on SummerSlam Saturday. Cody Rhodes vs Samoa Joe for the Money in the Bank contract. And then the main event, Daniel Bryan defending his WWE Undisputed title against the phenomenal AJ Styles. Cover off the German suplex by Joe and a kick out off the trinity of suplexes by the Samoan submission machine. There's AJ Styles knocked off the apron. Joe now picks up Cody, turns him round, right on a sleeper. The coquina clutch, rear naked choke. No way for Rhodes to go here. Set of the ring, he may tap out here and pass out doing a pin. John Robinson right there to see if he will, and if he does, Joe and Bryan will get major momentum heading into their matches come SummerSlam. Cody in trouble, Styles back up on the apron, urging on the American Nightmare, but he's got no choice but to tap out as Joe and Bryan win it in your main event in Providence.
Here are your winners, the Samoan
What a matchup in your main event, and what a victory that's been for Samoa Joe and the champion Daniel Bryan heading into their matches this weekend at SummerSlam. What a show it's been tonight live on Wednesday Night SmackDown.